Auckland Rhinos coming into this game pretty strong. They're going to start with 3 of their 4 players, current Wheel Blacks. Canterbury, sorry, for Auckland, they've got Hayden Barton Coots, Freddie Duncan, Gareth Lynch, and Maya Marshall Armai. For Canterbury Black, Andrew Edmondson, Mitch Simpson, Ian Simpson, no relation. And I'm just trying to work out, that might be Greg Mitchell, actually, who is back to us in the tip-off.
Yep, that's him.
Bevin Jenkinson at Best Broadcasting, Brad Hudson from Huddy Sports. Good to have you. As Auckland, no surprises, get the tip-off.
Barton Coots, I remember him 2 years ago. He was absolutely dynamite. Pretty much single-handedly won that final 2 years ago. Here he is again, just tries to get it out, but well interrupted there by Edmondson.
Yeah, still with Auckland though. Yeah, massive presence on the court. Maya and Hayden are actually the Wheel Blacks co-captains this year. Oh, how do you know? Oh, yeah, my notes.
Oh, and I was here 2 years ago too. Here he is again. Barton Coots passes it out. Oh, great work.
I actually believe this is Freddie Duncan's second tournament play. He's a Wheel Blacks carer as well as being Hayden's partner.
Here's Greg Mitchell. He could go all the way here, and he does so. Ever experienced Greg Mitchell. In your notes, he's the video analysis for the Wheel Blacks.
Former head coach, former mechanic, former pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Also commentated a few games at the Paralympic qualifiers last year too. After being mechanic, he was mechanic in one game, commentating the next.
Man of many talents.
Master of none, he would say. 2-1 Canterbury Black leads.
Here, a lot of Barton Coots down this left-hand side. And he'll go all the way for his first points of the final.
Yeah, to a piece after 7 minutes. This Division 1 final. Division 2 coming up. 2:45, Bay Penny taking on Otago, believe it or not. We missed something in that game on court too, Brad.
We sure did.
That actually went to overtime.
Yeah, we went to overtime.
I didn't realise that until I went down courtside earlier.
Yeah, it was a seesawing game, that one, wasn't it? Oh, good work by Mitchell to Edmondson.
Yeah, Edmondson, Australian wheelchair Steeler player. But has been involved in the sport quite a long time. So Greg knows him pretty well. It's my martial arm, being shadowed well from Edmondson.
Armai, just a real good general at the top there, just marshalling the troops.
Off the court, she's a very quiet talker. Really nice to talk to as well. But on the court, she talks a lot.
Yeah.
And not just verbally.
No, that's right. No, those are the players you watch out for because they are absolutely brilliant. As is Hayden Barton Coots, gets his second.
3 apiece, just over 6 minutes to play, first period of 4 in this Division 1 final. Auckland undefeated in this competition is an 8-second no bounce violation. Greg Mitchell, causing the first genuine turnover. I find more words.
Well, Greg Mitchell this morning, our first game here on day 2, played against his son. That was quite an interesting battle between the father and son. Each different teams.
Salami, and there's a legal use of hands this time going against Andrew Edmondson. So if he's playing the bin, so it's there for 30 seconds or Auckland try.
The Auckland Rhinos had a bit of a scare this morning. They played against Waikato Bevin, and at one stage they were trailing. It was a game that seesawed quite a bit, but they pretty much in the last 2 minutes of that final quarter, they ran away with it in the end.
It's been really funny. You've given me cough now. Thanks, Huddy.
Well, I might have been that slice you ate before.
Could have been. There's been 2 great games out of the 4 that we've had today, but they've been on the other court.
Yeah, that's right.
Mitchell bringing it up, spotting a hole and goes through. Had a chat to Daryl Manville at the end of that last game about Jack Brown being in the penalty box. Yeah, there's an 8-second violation. No touch. He'll be back here. He actually only served 1 penalty. What happened was when I said earlier that I won't over-explain it because it'll get confusing. Come back to that, Mitchell. Even though it's an opposition try, it can't be a penalty try to release him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Many of the quirks of the rule book. There's Mitchell. Staying around, sees the gap and rushes through, does Mitchell. That's his 4th of the game. Canterbury Chargers back in the lead by 1.
Sorry, trapped here, but it's got long arms. Places down to Lynch, and I just watch as it go past him.
Yeah, just as the pass just went astray out to the too far out to the right hand side of Lynch.
I think I've added in my notes there for Gareth. I've gone to other rugby events and that and said I'm involved in wheelchair rugby, and they go, "You know, Gareth?" Yeah, there's no one in all parts of the world, pretty much.
Barton Coots looking to crash through. Duncan squeezed. Looks for Barton Coots again, and he just reverses over the line to score his 4th try.
Even though Freddie Duncan kind of held things up there, she did some great work in creating that hole and some nice composure being shown. 5-all, 4:20 left first period.
Oh, great pass by Mitchell to Edmondson. Edmondson's 2nd. It's a battle between Mitchell and Barton Coots at the moment. 4 tries each at the moment. They've both been instrumental in the transfer back down the court.
And back-to-back 8-second violations from the inbound for Auckland. And another turnover.
We've seen a lot of teams today getting pinged for that 8-second violation. They're still adjusting to that rule change. As you said, it was previously 10.
Massive difference in those 2 seconds, especially not having the player timeouts anymore.
Mitchell looks. Oh, good work there by Marshall Armite.
And manages to tip it out. 24 seconds left on the try clock. So it's no change in possession, no reset. As Edmondson calls an inbound, sorry.
Mitchell stuck in. It was almost as solid as the Berlin Wall at the moment here by Auckland.
The Berlin Blue Wall?
Berlin blockade. There we go. Mitchell gets it through and looks to try and expose the Auckland defence. There's near an opening. Edmondson.
Nice try from Edmondson. They've got a 2-point buffer now, 7-5, and 3:40 left on the clock. First period.
Pass that time there from Duncan. Barton Coots.
And I think that might be Barton Coots that's, definitely Barton Coots that's been popped the tie.
Yep.
It's great when I was over in Australia before COVID. I was there 17, 18 and 19, and they had a sound system going, and someone would put the old Formula One, the fast action guns around the tires, the sound effects. I don't know if I like that attire today. I did tell him I was disappointed in his choice of clothes.
Could be a bit different, but it was a pretty comprehensive win by the Broncos last night over the Warriors.
Yep. Henry Black sitting back in the key. Just a reminder, even though they're wearing red, they are Canterbury black. Barton Coots trying to charge his way through. Can't. Looking around and straightens.
It's sheer power there by Barton Coots. All Blacks co-captain. Mitchell looks for the options. There's Edmonton. Edmonton pushes, and it's been stripped out of his hands. Marshall Amai tries to get after it. And she gives a bit of a piece of her mind to Mitchell.
He was going to say Mitchell just encouraged her over the line. Then, Brad, we've got another tire change that's happened that was the player's not happy with.
Oh, faulty tyres at the moment.
I believe that's Freddie Duncan's mum that's given that a hand.
Yeah. I think he's happy with that new tyre kit.
Well, he put it in himself this time. 3-point up. Mitchell looking in the middle, now goes to his left, squeezes round. That's a penalty try. No, sorry, it's not a penalty try. It's attacking player aging the key. The chance here for Auckland to level things up at 7-all if they can convert.
Barton Coots, plenty of space here. Good squash there by Edmondson. Barton Coots just has to reset. The gap there. And he squeezes through just as Barton Coots. Go, try number 6 for him.
So that more sounds like, what Hayden Barton Coots would do. 6 of 7 tries at 7 apiece, 2:13 left in this first period of the Division 1 final. Mitchell sends the lead back to 1.
Very similar tactics by Barton Coots and also Mitchell. They're not afraid to attack when they see the gap.
Yeah.
And also not afraid to defend rigorously as well.
Illegal use of hands going against Mitchell. That's what can happen when you do have attacking players. A bit overzealous.
Less than 2 minutes to go. 8-7. Advantage Canterbury charges at the moment. And Barton Coots, well, gates open there and he'll sell through for try number 7. Eventually he does.
Yeah, when he does. Over on the other court between the brand makers Waikato Stampede and Canterbury Red, who are wearing black. It's 12-8 to the brand makers Waikato Stampede. Naming rights sponsor for the Waikato team, but also one of the 4 main sponsors, New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby, along with Permobile, Lynn River and Melrose Cheers.
Great to have them supporting. Yeah.
Timeout called. Canterbury.
It all mostly contested final. Still another 3 quarters to go, but it's still anyone's at the moment.
Timeout taken. Allowed 3 60-second timeouts each half. You can't bank them though. Sitting back on D. Key.
So Mitchell back from his period in the sin bin, looks to crash through. The Rhinos' defence blocks him out, so he has to change tack. It goes again. And he's nearly successful this time, is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah, it was almost out and in. When you go with one tie over, you got to keep going. You can't come back and caught. But Mitchell did well there. Barton Coates show and go. Edmondson there, but won't get him. Things hold up a little. It's 9 apiece.
Yeah, Canterbury just there that time got caught on that counter after Mitchell's try. Barton Coates was able to catch them napping. And now Mitchell's been trapped. Manages to break free. Marshall. Mine nearly getting Mitchell blocked in that corner.
And illegal use of hands. This time against Gareth Lynch. He kind of had a bemused look on his face. No, it's Marshall Armine. As a relatively well-known first cousin to Maya.
That's right.
Some guy named Benji Marshall.
Yes, the current coach of the West Tigers. Won a premiership when he was a player of the West Tigers.
2005.
Yeah, great final that one was. Fortunately, I was on a swimming camp in the Gold Coast, and I was there with my swimming coach, Gary Hurring, as Mitchell coats that one. And we both celebrated the Tigers' win, but unfortunately, the rest of the people in the Gold Coast training facility watching the game were supporting the opposition.
Oh, well, at least two of you are happy. Just wasting some time here, Mitchell. Perfectly legal with one player advantage. They'll also have the possession arrow at the start of the second period. Four seconds left on the clock. And gets over, does Mitchell, with 0.6 of a second. 10-9 as Auckland call a 60-second timeout, so they're allowed to propel the ball down inside the front half. One of the new changes this season or year.
Interesting change. It allows that team, particularly if it's especially close towards the end of a quarter, the opportunity to bounce in. Like that.
That gets there. Well, I was just going to say about Hayden Barton Coates being on the inbound, which is crucial to have someone with that power. And it's 9 apiece heading into the end of the first period. Right, welcome back. There's the Division 1 final of WRC2. It is currently locked up at 10 apiece. Brad Hudson will be happy because that's what he had.
I did, yes. I routinely counted properly in that first quarter. I was a bit perplexed why it was still saying 9-all, but it is 10-all. Scoreboard matches my book.
Maybe Canterbury Blake, who was wearing Canterbury wearing red, just to confuse us all. To start with the ball, Auckland won the tip-off, and there was no held ball situations. Hunter Coulson and Tony Dinnington, the referees for this one.
Adam Coots and Armai blocking off Mitchell. So he has to go the long way round, which he does, and he gets try number 8. Of him and Barton Coots on 8 tries already in this final.
Barton Coots in and out with Mitchell. Might win that one, yes he does. We're playing on that left wing.
Go himself here, but he gives it to Duncan. Excellent teamwork.
Locked up back at 11 apiece. Good to have your company wherever you're tuned in. Bevin, Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting, Brad Hudson, Huddy Sports.
Mitchell sees the gap again, but closed off. Mitchell looks and surveys again. 16 seconds left on the shot clock for Canterbury. This blue wall is blocked off, and Mitchell sees an opening again.
Yeah, some great work there by Ian Simpson, trapping Gareth Lynch, forcing the hole. Nice, easy try scored in the right post as we see it. 12-11, Canterbury Black leading.
Schwarmite. Around Edmondson. That's what the block off, but Barton Coots out there untouched. And he goes over for try number 9.
This makes things look a bit easy at times.
So, knocked up 12 all, 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Mitchell posing presence for the Canterbury Chargers. Looks to reverse in. And he gets there.
Duncan, Lynch, Barton Coates, and Marshall Armite on for Auckland. Mitchell Simpson, Ian Simpson, Greg Mitchell, and Andrew Edmondson. Here's a jump ball, so it should be Auckland's ball. Because we started with Canterbury. If you know the position arrow in the basketball, works exactly the same way. Alternates.
Barton Coots with a race off against Mitchell. Coots will win it. Try number 10 for Barton Coots, 10 for Mitchell as well. 13 all. 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, both teams are feeling themselves out at the moment. As Mitchell makes it look easy.
He's having a blinder of a start to this final as Mitchell.
14-13, Canterbury Black leading, playing in red. 54 in the second period, first half. Ends up in Gaz's lap. And an illegal use of hands. Going against Andrew Edmondson. I think it's his second trip over there.
It is, yes. He had one right at the very start of the first quarter.
The Rhinos with one player advantage. For at least one try in 30 seconds.
The Marshall Armite gets her first try of the final.
And Edmondson back on court. We'll see inbound. Reminder, one game left. Well, 2 games left after this one, but one on the live stream. Division 2 final, Otago taking on Bay Plenty. I don't know if you heard, Huddy, but I think Otago were pretty happy about that once.
Well, yeah, they were. One of their players looked a bit dusty this morning.
Yeah, must have worked in Levi's favour, Levi Mihaka. Actually used to play for Auckland until he made the move down south.
So Duncan gives out to Marshall Armite. Gets around Simpson. Needs to look out. Barton Coots is there, and there's a tumble by Edmondson.
Yeah, I think he's just changed tact too early there.
Yeah.
And then got himself about a quarter of the way up. And gravity, it ain't your friend.
That's right, it's not, as the magic grey mat comes out.
Interesting that it's not used. So
No.
reason why we have a grey mat when writing people is so that the caster wheels don't dig into the court.
It's a bit like stretchers in football.
I don't know. That seems to be another whole breed.
Yep.
Times.
So 15 all, we're locked up. Less than 5 minutes to go. Mitchell finds Edmondson. Back down to Mitchell. And bounce. Looks the twist and he gets through. That's through Lynch and Marshall Armite.
Could also let you know at the conclusion of this match will be the Division 1 prize giving. All live on the stream. There's Edmondson on a hat trick.
Oh,
Well, it completes the hat trick, actually.
In the box again.
Here's a question for you, Brad, talking about hat tricks. Where does the term originate from?
Oh, nice. Must be victory later of cricket, no doubt.
Makes you think it's cricket.
I just think so. Yeah.
So in the olden days when bowlers used to get 3 wickets and 3 balls, someone would take a hat round the crowd, taking a collection.
That's right. Yeah.
And give it to the player. That's where the term hat trick comes from.
Imagine they did that today.
As Barton Coots locks things up 16 apiece, 4-14. I see most people, and quite rightly, think it's football.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine today if they did that, you'd have to have pay wave.
Yeah. What's cash?
And boxed in. Passes up down to Mitchell Simpson. Good work by Simpson.
He was actually watching the New Zealand Goalball Nationals last weekend that I was covering.
Right.
He overrates my coordination, I tell you. Been over for Canterbury, the first one of the second period.
They score here will give Canterbury a 2-point lead. Just surveying around the top, looking for the opportunities. And Edmondson does. Goal number 4 for him. And it's a 2-point lead now for Canterbury.
Yeah, 18-16, 3:35 left. Sport was predictable. We wouldn't watch it. I thought Auckland Rhinos would just have a bit too much nous.
Marshall Armite goes over for her second goal try.
One of those.
One of those, yeah.
Terminology got changed in 2017 and people still calling goals.
That's right. Mitchell, our opening there. Opportunity now with only 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Edmondson to Mitchell. He reverses out.
Can't be in there for more than 8 seconds at any visit.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. They've got to do quickly here, Canterbury. Just in time.
Yeah, Mitchell Simpson making the hole. And let's see. Timeout here. It's just an official's timeout. It's 18-17. Just something being queried on the bench there.
Yep, so score should be 19-17. It's been...
Here we are.
There we go.
It's funny at Tauranga because I was set up next to the court. And it's a few times I had to help out the volunteers because they are only volunteers over there and also human beings. So things happen.
They do.
Over on the other court, the brand makers Waikato Stampede, 21-16, leading Canterbury Red, who are playing in black.
Yep.
This is Canterbury Black playing in red. Do with they didn't want to wear yesterday's shirts.
Oh, really? Strange.
So you started it up in 2019, Brad?
Yeah. 2019, yes, did. Yeah, no, it's seems like a long time ago now, but
COVID makes it an extra 10 years.
It does, doesn't it? It doesn't what? Yes, so. Well, we've still got a bit of confusion over the scoreboard here. So it's gone 18-17. Right, so still some confusion at the table.
I think it's been sorted. So Whenever both teams being asked to go back to the benches to sort this problem out.
Yeah, no, they got the problem sorted out. There's something about the score. I've got Canterbury at 19 and Auckland at 17. But there seem to be having an issue with the score sheet at this stage.
Yeah, well, that's the Bible.
Yeah.
In wheelchair rugby, as it is in basketball.
Mm.
If there's any issues, you always go back to that.
Well, it seems like they've got it sorted, but still registering as 18-17.
Oh, well, as they say, go with what the ref says.
That's right.
Barton Kurtz takes it from lunch.
Down to Duncan's left it exposed, and she'll go over and level things up here.
Yeah, she came in as a late replacement at Tauranga, which I believe was her first official tournament. I believe she takes part in trainings and all that. So,
oh, slamming into Coots. Big flash of the wheels. Already had two replaced already, has Barton Coots.
there's an illegal player leaving the court, and it's Gareth Lynch this time.
He's already. Is that his first time in the final?
Brad, I was going to lean on you for that.
It might be a second.
I think it is. Let's go second. And I think a possible third, but it wasn't him in the end.
Oh. Easy there for Mitchell. That's now 15 goals for him in the final.
15 of 19. Actually, 15 of 37 even. 19-18, Canterbury Black, wearing red in the lead. 10 left in this first half.
Martin Coots, he's got plenty to ponder here. And he sees a big opening. Mitchell couldn't get him in time. So we're locked up again. 19 all, less than 2 to go.
Yeah, it seems as though this game might go to 4 quarters, and let's not hope overtime.
No, not overtime.
Usually Division 1 final would be played last, but due to Canterbury's flights, Mitchell bangs Lynch out of the way, goes through.
Mitchell's in a rush also to get to the airport with the way he's scoring. 2019, 47 to go. And Coots penciled in. Down to Duncan. Mitchell slams into the right-hand side of her chair. Good support work there by Barton Coots, who's under pressure from Mitchell and Edmondson. And the opening's there for Marshall Arnott.
6 seconds left on the clock, but you wouldn't have thought about it the way Auckland played that.
No, that's right. They used the time well. Mitchell bringing it down. Slam of the tyres. Mitchell has to change direction again. To push through, but he can't. 13 seconds left on the shot clock for Canterbury. Edmondson has it. Still going to Mitchell.
And a turnover.
Wow, that's a reward for Auckland.
One of the Canterbury players went out of court there. I just couldn't see it.
No, 33 seconds remaining. And Auckland go into the lead for the first time in this final.
I'm glad you're keeping count because I wasn't sure. Mashallah, there's only 20 seconds left on the game clock before half time.
10 seconds to go. Barton Coots sees some opportunities. Tries to cut through. He's been sealed off. They've got to do something quickly here, and they do, and they give it to Duncan.
0.5 of the second. I think we ended the first period with a 0.6.
We did.
0.6, yeah. Not surprised Auckland going back on D, but I think Canterbury just going to kill this one. And Auckland Rhinos, they go into the halftime break. 21 over Canterbury Chargers, Black 20. I think we're back. Yes, we are. Second half of the 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby WRC 220 final. It is Auckland with the one try advantage against Canterbury Black wearing red. My name is Bevin Jenkinson of Bears Broadcasting alongside me, Brad Hudson from Huddy Sports. Brad, I think this game's surprised a few people.
It has surprised a few people. I think Auckland would have come in as heavy favourites. But Canterbury putting up a massive fight here, in particular Mitchell, who's been on fire. And speaking about that, that is try number 17 for him.
Yeah, 17 of 21 and 17 of 42.
Yeah, I know. Gee.
What's Hayden on?
Hayden is currently sitting on my calculations on 13. 13. They were level at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, so they've scored 30 of 42 tries between the two of them. As Duncan adds another one to her tally.
That's 5 for her.
Edmondson to Mitchell. A little bit in two minds there whether they want to go back to the key or stay high. Mitchell trying to get over halfway. Does. Get over halfway in 12 seconds. And makes it look easy.
Easy as you like for Mitchell. Just a class play. You can see why he's been heavily involved at the higher echelons of this sport.
Well, even in wheelback trainings, they use him.
Yeah.
As a bully boy, basically.
Someone
that's got a bit of strength and that, as he should with being an able-bodied player. But, can't compete at nationals or internationally.
Yeah. Good work there by Coots. 14 goals for him now.
23-22, the Rhinos lead, 6:44 left in the championship quarter, the third. Already seen one game today. I think that was that first game we had where it was thrown away by a team.
It was,
in the third period. 6 minutes 32, 23 all. Both teams just going try for try at the moment. As Lynch using the baseline finds Barton Coots, who's tied up. So technically Auckland have a one-player advantage. Lynch and Duncan out to do some screening. And it's a 12-second violation right on the halfway line.
Oh, and she wasn't happy either, was Marshall Armite, that decision.
Kind of threw the ball. I don't think she threw the ball away intentionally, just more frustration.
More frustration, yeah.
And Canterbury Black wearing red, the first turnover.
Mitchell coming up. Thought he's nearly approaching 20 goals for this match. It's a pretty tight blue wall at the moment, and it's been knocked out of Canterbury's possession. And rewards for the Auckland Rhinos.
Yeah, good pressure on D, forcing the little error. It wasn't a massive one to spill the ball out. But turnover's a turnover.
Interesting. I've just got my other commentary book here because it's been 2 years since I've been on wheelchair rugby. These two actually played the final 2 years ago, like on the 18th of June 2023.
I've come down with the date even.
I know, yeah. Auckland won that day 42-38. Arden Coots goes over for try number 15, but at the end of the first quarter, it was 11-all, and at half-time, 22-20 to Auckland. So, might be a similar trajectory today. It was 10-all in the first quarter in this final this year.
Well, Brad, you and your stats, I thought I was stats heavy. Great work. Yes, it's up and over, just out of Mitchell's hands. Duncan did some great blocking there.
And it was the third quarter that was instrumental in the final 2 years ago.
So I'm not just making stuff up.
No, that's right. 33-27 was the end of third quarter score on the 23 final. So Auckland in the third quarter like to dominate.
As Armai takes the pass, turns around straight back to Barton Coots, no issue. The old netball pass. And straight into Mitchell. Mitchell does well to stay in court. And over to Armai. Some great teamwork there being shown by the Rhinos.
Now they've got a good margin here, the Rhinos, a 2-point lead. Here is just mounting up for Canterbury.
Nice ball, Edmondson settled things back down 25-24, just over 5 minutes to play, third period.
What I think also was interesting in last year's final, 2 years ago's final, is that Greg Mitchell has scored more goals in this final than he did in the last one. And
he was playing that final with a broken rib.
Yes, I thought that was the case. He was. Yeah, I thought that thought came to mind before.
Which I think could be the difference here. Yeah. Being, well, not 100% healthy probably, but does a lot of the old tipple, does Greg.
I think he did that on day one of the 23 tournament, didn't he?
It was down that end basically where he is now, that he got tipped out. Uncommon to see really serious injuries in wheelchair rugby, actually. Players learn to, know how to fall out of the chair. Control it as much as they like. As I said, gravity's no one's friend. And nice ball there from Edmondson to Mitchell. 26-25, 4:17 left in the third period.
20 tries now for Mitchell in this final. And he scored 18 in the final 2 years ago.
This time, my Marshall Armour, I think she's probably scored the most tries in this period compared to the other two, off the top of my head.
27-25, less than 4 to go.
We've only seen one real jostling around, a tight contest, attack and defence in this period. A lot of it's been free-flowing.
Edmondson finds the gap. Good work by Andrew Edmondson.
Nice little bat there from Gareth Lynch, the one-pointer. Current Wheel Black player.
And the sprint is on. Barden Coots and Mitchell. And great work there from Barden Coots.
He just gets those long arms he's got, which he uses to pass and catch, and a lot of speed out of him too.
So for Canterbury, they're trailing by 2 now. Just got to cut down those error rates they've had in this quarter. Hudson finds that gap again, where he scored just before.
As I said earlier on today, from basically the middle of Sydney City, basically New South Wales side, taking a year off from the Australian Steelers, just having a bit of time to himself. As like most elite sports, or sports at elite level, does take a lot of time out of your life. It's back to 29, 27, 2:50 left. Edmondson calls for the inbound, but Auckland sitting back way up on at the key, conserving some energy and also planning strategy on D.
Partnership of Edmondson and Mitchell is key for Canterbury's chances for the rest of this final. Barton Coots, absolutely physical.
Yeah, pushed him out of court too. I think we saw another Falcon in there. Over on the other court, the brand makers Waikato Stampede 34-26 leading Canterbury Reds for wearing black. This is out of court again. It's in the third and fourth playoff in Division 1. Division 2 final coming up at 2:45. Penny taking on Otago.
Of course, the Stampede unlucky not to make this Div 1 final. They did fight back hard against Auckland. Surprising in that Stampede Auckland final was Auckland. They didn't have the great third quarter. Different here in this final.
Again, sport's not that predictable. Otherwise, we wouldn't watch it.
Oh, Mitchell finds the gap. Excellent work by Mitchell. 21st goal in the final. I mean. Here's Barton Coots. Red Wall try to stop him, but it's Duncan. It goes over for her sixth try.
Yeah, tit for tat. Still just that one turnover in this period. 30-28. Canterbury Black trailing, sorry.
What's been key here for Auckland is their defence is a lot tighter in this third quarter. First one, they were probably a little bit too loose, really, for their liking.
Yeah, well, they're never a big squad these days, Auckland. They used to be massive with a lot of All Blacks, current and former, playing. But they've also turned up to wheelchair rugby tournaments with only 4 players.
Yeah.
And they did that 2 years ago. No try. Duncan bashed out of court by Greg Mitchell and turnover. Lock things up. Brad, if you look at the score bench table, is that arrow pointing our way?
It is pointing our way.
That's because I'm not on a great angle there. So at this stage, Auckland will have the next possession. If there's a held ball or at the start of the next period, Mitchell goes up and down.
He's boxed in right on the touchline. Needs some support here, does Mitchell?
Yeah, well, it's great ball. Mitch Simpson.
They can pass it in. Edmondson's there. Mitchell finds a gap, gives it to Edmondson. It's well played by Canterbury.
Yeah, good patience, good passage of play as well, good teamwork. Reason why Mitchell Simpson got that ball was that he was trying to stop Mitchell from going back into the backcourt. Nice ball there to Marshall Armai. To Barton Coates, and there's an equipment timeout. Is that his third?
Yeah, that's his third wheel change.
Yeah.
That was the second time around here. Both were replaced.
Being a heavy contact sport, it happens.
Yeah.
Originally called Moodable, but funny enough, they found you can't really advertise a sport with that name in it.
Yep.
Big documentary coming up on Wednesday night, 7:30 on Sky Open, from Sweet Productions, who covered the Paralympic qualifiers and also did the Wheel Blacks Bodies on the Line series. It's Learn to Drive. It's people learning how to drive, but with physical disabilities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jai and Robin, I can't think of Robin's last name, but lovely people.
Make sure I tune in for that one.
Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. on Sky Open, or the old Prime. Under 30 seconds here. I don't know how that got wasted so long.
Oh, no. Jeez, that's gone quick. So, Barden Coots. Looks, oh! Big hit there on Ian Simpson. And a great pass to Duncan.
And 31-30, they hit the lead again. Canterbury Black playing in red, remember. Using a timeout. So one of the new rule changes is that if you call a coach's timeout in the last minute of a period, he gets the ball up into the front court to where the penalty boxes are.
So 8 seconds to go. Mitchell looks to try and get in, and Edmondson just over the line in time.
I'm a little bit disappointed here. I think this might be the first period end that we have that isn't within the point.
That's right.
0 point something. The Rhinos, funny enough, have done the same thing. 1.1 second on the clock. Only doesn't start till it's touched on court. Barden Coots with the inbound. It's long, it's high, and over everybody else.
That was an ambitious throw by Barton Coots.
But if I felt ambitious, I could have leaned over and caught it myself. It was that high.
Well, he threw it like it was a grenade.
That's what he does with those long 8 levers. With 2 of a second left on the clock. And that'll be it for the third period here. Division 1 final. It is Auckland Rhinos 31 leading Canterbury Chargers Black 30. Back in 2. All right, welcome back to the last period here of the Division 1 final. It is Auckland Rhinos starting with the ball, 31 apiece. Yeah, that's changed, hasn't it?
I think they found that extra goal that I was questioning in the second quarter. So,
and Auckland Rhinos hit the front. Canterbury Chargers Black wearing red. Big Mitchell with ball. Bevin, Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. Brad Hudson of Huddy Sports with you. Good to have you wherever you are.
Mitchell crashing through again. Sitting on 22 tries, and that's his 23rd.
Reminder that it is locked up after this last 8 minutes. That a 3-minute overtime period.
Yeah.
And then we keep doing that until somebody is actually in the lead at the end of the 3 minutes.
Oh, great pass there by Barden Coots to Marshall Armite.
What have you got your money on at the moment, Brad?
Well, the way this game has gone, I'm probably thinking it could go to overtime.
I was going to say, I'll give you $5 with your $5 and cash in on that, shall we, at this point?
Definitely a tight final. But one little mistake could change the direction. Particularly in that second quarter, Canterbury made a mistake that allowed Auckland to bounce back.
Oh, some great passage of play there to Andrew Edmondson. You know, it's a bit like that Netherlands cricket match a couple of weeks ago where it ended up with something like 5 super overs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
to find a winner. I think 2 is still my highest that I've seen.
Barden Coots. Oh, easy as you like.
And we had a couple of those 2 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Prize giving will be held here on the live stream ASAP after the game.
No, looking in for Mitchell. Looks to turn. 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
And I think that might be a 4 on the key against Auckland. So there's a red line that I'll just pull the camera down to. That's the line there. Actually, no, it's a penalty try, so a player won't go in the bin. The defending team can't have all their players inside that key, inside that box.
The first penalty try of the final. Oh, Duncan couldn't quite latch onto that one. Expresses her frustration on Mitchell.
Well, Freddie's a Wheel Black carer too, so you know they do know each other pretty well. Freddie and H have been around the tracks for a while now. Like most involved with wheelchair rugby, lovely people. Well, that's the first turnover we've had of the the final period.
Yeah.
Oh, down. Mitchell Simpson's there. Gonna sit for him. Has he got enough pace? No, he doesn't. Marshall Armoy almost tips him over.
Oh, great balance. Mitchell tries to get involved. He does. And Edmondson will slide over.
Well, here's something to confuse you with. He is playing at this tournament as a one winner, as an eligible one winner. But he actually got downgraded to, or downclassified at Adelaide to a 0.5.
Oh, wow.
So to be able to shift your weight like that to make sure you don't tip, brilliant.
That's brilliant. Oh, stolen here by Edmondson. Canterbury are ahead by 1 at the moment. Picked up by Mitchell Simpson. It's got support coming, but it's a bit like Dodgins at the moment. Mitchell looks going to go himself here, and he will. And look at that. Now they're hit by 2, Bevin.
Yeah, you could see the intensity. When Auckland turned that ball over, they were not happy to not hold on to it. And it was their own doing more than more of an unforced error than anything. But 2 is not much, especially in a game like this. We had a lead of 3 yet?
No, we haven't.
No.
Either been a lead of 1 or 2.
There hasn't been that many
or
2.
No, not that many at all.
36-35, 4.5 to play in this final period. For the fourth period, we should say.
Oh, Simpson, can he get there before Coots? Oh, he nearly does. It's a juggle, and Auckland have got it back. And there's no Canterbury defenders. And we're locked up.
Yeah, just smart rugby, high pointer on a low pointer. And able just to tap it away out of his reach. Which is a little unfair, but that is wheelchair rugby.
So we've got 4 minutes to go, 36 all. High drama here at Rauparaha Arena. Mitchell sees an opening. He just gets through.
Bully tactics.
And that's his, believe it or not, his pretty high scoring game already. It's his 25th goal in the final.
37.
Yeah.
Over on the other court, Brandmakers Waikato Stampede, 45-33 they lead. That's a third in Division 1.
Martin Coots with his 21st goal.
There's a number of crowds we have up here, Brad.
Oh, it's good up here in the gallery. There's a big crowd up here watching this final. We've got a big contingent of Auckland Rhinos supporters behind us.
Either that or they're the ones making all the noise. As Mitchell goes in through backwards. Not much Barton Coots could have done there. He did try and flick it out.
Lots of aggression shown there by Mitchell to reverse in. Sure, Amite. Down to Duncan. And Simpson doesn't have enough to get Duncan. She's got her 8th try.
Yeah, again, the old high pointer or a low pointer. I have seen in wheelchair rugby in the 15 years I've been covering this, or involved in this, I have seen a low pointer sidestep a high pointer. Sort of heard the noise.
So the battle between Mitchell and Barton Coots. They surround Mitchell. There's Simpson down there if he can get the ball away.
20 seconds left on the try clock.
Edmondson, he does well. Oh, smash by Duncan. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. They've got to get this away quickly. Mitchell. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. It's going to be risky. Oh, brilliant play.
Brad Hudson on the hooter. And I actually think one of the Auckland players had got a hand in there that actually helped put it into the lap.
I know. Unbelievable. Great play. What are they? Probably the moments of the final there. Oh, it's a race on now. Oh, and unfortunately, Duncan got stuck with Simpson.
All of a sudden, the Canterbury supporters are making some noise as well.
We've got 2 minutes left. It's 39-38. Tension on display. Mitchell, can he get round Barton Coots? Slows in time. Edmondson up there.
Inside the last 2 minutes.
No, it's been a quick final, and Mitchell goes over.
Margin back to 142 left in this fourth period. If we are all level, overtime, 3-minute periods. Told there's a winner. The end of those three.
Marshall Armour gives out to Barton Coots. There's a gap here. Mitchell looks to block him as well, but Marshall's in.
Yeah, 40-39, and you just feel this one is going to swing on one small thing.
One little mistake.
Well, not even a mistake, just great play as well. As it'll stay with red.
Yep. And I wonder if that pass that Auckland put a latch onto before when Duncan got stuck by Simpson, I wonder how much of a crucial moment in the game that was.
Very much so. Yes. Time off. There's a violation happened here. It's gone against Andrew Edmondson. It has, and it's a turnover.
Wow, what a moment.
So he was deemed to be inside the 1 metre circle of the inbound.
Oh, wow, jeez. Opportunity here for Auckland.
Has to lock things up. 1 minute 11 left on the clock.
Oh, 1 minute left. Barton Coots at the top.
I'm surprised they don't want to score quickly because they've got another good possession time. Charges through, can't get there.
Used the battering ram tactic, but it didn't work that time. Am I creating a diversion? There's a gap here. The reverse comes. Barton Coots needs to get it off. Oh, just lost.
No try. And turnover again, this time to Canterbury Black.
And Lynch just couldn't control the ball.
Well, it wasn't so much him controlling the ball, it was the big shove that came in from behind him that forced that turnover.
40 seconds left, 40 points to 39. Mitchell is stuck down here inside his own half. And he goes for the big throw to Edmondson. He loses possession. And there's a race on now. And Barton Coots is back in time.
I was just about to say there's no race with Barton Coots going after it.
And this is a big moment. Marshall Armour. Try time.
Oh, locks things up. 40 apiece. With 16.3 seconds And I think Red may have called a coach's timeout here. Yes, they have. So they're going to have might have a chat. No, they're just going to go straight to the inbound.
Well, good tactic used, but they score here. They can win that.
That's advantage,
Down
isn't
quarter. They'll be ahead by one.
it? Advantage to Canterbury Black. Auckland Rhinos undefeated all weekend. And at Tauranga.
Mitchell cuts through, does he? Oh, he's just short. No, he's over.
And no surprise, Auckland, they're going to call their timeout. 41-40, Canterbury Chargers Black leading. 5.7 seconds on the clock. Crucial thing is here, folks, clock doesn't start till it's touched on court. So, as Maya Marshall-Armour having to call the inbound, which means Barton Croots can't use his levers.
Well, we saw that before into the third quarter. Here we go. Oh, there's a gap open here, is it?
We're locked up. Oh, right on the buzzer. Right on the buzzer in the Division 1 final between Auckland Rhinos and Canterbury Chargers Black are going to overtime. We'll be back shortly. 3 minutes still to come in this one. Welcome back to Rauparaha Arena. It is overtime number 1 between the Auckland Rhinos and Canterbury Chargers Black wearing red. 3-minute periods to find a winner. And we keep going until someone's in the front. Brad Hudson. Did we get any change out of our bet?
No.
I don't think we did. I said $5. There would be overtime. Start of the last period. Every overtime period starts with a tip-off. Possession arrow in play if needed. Generally speaking, Auckland's going to win the tip-off because of Hayden Barton's perch reach. Greg Mitchell's no small person, but he sits quite low in the tier.
He does, yeah. So he doesn't have the height of Barton Coots. Oh, Mitchell, can he get it in before it goes? Oh, not to be.
Quite. And I don't think he scored that in the first turnover, but definitely first advantage to Auckland.
Barton Coots. That's through the Canterbury defenders. Got Mitchell in front of him. Barton Coots too strong. Advantage Auckland.
2 minutes 39 left in the first period of overtime. Had overtime here 2 years ago. Canterbury need to catch a flight. I'm not too worried about my flight conditions because I fly the same time as Auckland. On the same plane even. It's 42 apiece, 2:24 left in this first time of overtime. Freddie Duncan high. Barton Coots finds Marshall Armour. In and out. The miscommunication with Lynch. There with Barton Coots. He throws it over half. Can he find a hole? He does. And they have the one try advantage again. 43-42. 2:05 left.
23 points for Barton Coots in the final. Is Mitchell, the highest scoring player in the final. Looks for those options again to change direction. Nearly gets around Marshall Armour. Now he's stuck as there's 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and Mitchell has to quickly come with something. There's 10 seconds to go. He's got to pass it. There's 5 more
on the try clock.
And that's just desperate. There is nothing there.
Yeah, and I actually think that might have come off an Auckland chair, but
Yeah.
it's an 8-second violation. So turnover to Auckland, first turnover of the first overtime period.
Which gives it to Barton Coots. Being sandwiched there in the upper right-hand part of the court. He breaks free. He's got Duncan or Marshall Armai if he needs. And he goes himself.
Well, now certainly advantage Auckland, 44-42, 1:10 left.
2-point lead as well here in overtime.
I think Canterbury had that 2-goal lead just about into the last minute.
They did.
And conceded 2.
Edmondson gets over.
Oh, works well to score it as well. 43-44, Canterbury charges lead. A trail, 52 seconds. 52.2 if you want to be pedantic. Barton Coots tucked up. No problem finding Marshall Armai.
Oh, Marshall Armite. Look at her go. She could go the way. No, Mitchell gets there in time.
They'll just try and kill the ball here. Cry clock's about 10 seconds ahead of the game clock, so Canterbury will still have another position at this point.
Martin Coots.
But they want to use all of these 10 seconds if they can. Vital thing is to score, though. And turnover! Canterbury!
And Mitchell got 10 seconds to lock it up. And I think we probably could be going to overtime again.
And with 3.3 seconds, we're all locked up at 44 apiece. Auckland calling the timeout. There's a few hands on faces and mouths on the stadium here, Brad.
It certainly is. And with that, Mitchell has scored 30 tries in the final. Just when Auckland didn't want to make a mistake. Three seconds remaining.
Yeah, now Barton Coots has got the inbound in the penalty box there. Just under those new rules, you can tell the ball timeout called in the last minute. Long levers, a long pass. Duncan the closest. Lynch in the middle. Armai in there. This one's tapped on. Can they score? No, they can't. And Hudson, we're off to overtime number 2.
Number 2.
And it's 44 all.
Oh, here we go, folks. Sit back and enjoy for overtime number 2.
Fred Hudson, are we going to overtime number 3?
Well, one would hope not. But you never know.
The reflection is this on screen. It's another tie change.
That's tie change number 4. Yeah. They must be about to run out of stock.
Well, that's the thing. The tyres at this at an international level, like Barton Coots plays, $1,000 each.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
You can't just turn up with 2.
No. So we went to overtime number 2. Auckland looked like they had it wrapped up, but a costly error. Now Canterbury, Mitchell to go.
I'm gonna call this. I reckon the first turnover of this period will decide it.
Yes, it will.
Even though in the last 2 periods, first overtime, and the end of regulation, teams are up by 2.
Yeah,
and then turn the ball over. I reckon this game's going to be decided early in this 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think it will be whoever gets that mistake early capitalises on it.
Yep. Barton Coots looks happy. He'll go back into the circle for the tip-off. And it's the second period of overtime. 3 minutes. Can we decide it? decide the Division 1 final in this one. When I say that, the first mistake, I'm not saying we're not going to overtime 3.
Oh.
Hayden Barton-Coots wins it. Auckland win the tip-off. So Canterbury, if there's a held ball, we have possession. That can also count. Marshall Armite on the left. Looking at the support.
Defense here by Canterbury. Barton Coots, 18 seconds left. Little look to crash through. Oh, great pass out to Marshall Armite. Advantage Auckland.
Yeah, advantage Auckland for the moment. I reckon we'll be back to juice in no time.
Yep.
For no surprises, going back to the key to defend high.
Mitchell, no room there for him that time. Good pass out to Edmondson.
And even better hands.
Been a good combination, those two, Mitchell and Edmondson, in this final. It's Edmondson's 14th goal in the final.
He's a midpointer, so, sometimes he'll score tries, sometimes there's more defensive, depending on what play you're running.
Oh, the bounce of the ball.
It's got over. Just a moment. So why she tossed it up like that was because of the 12-second violation. She was hoping to regather because she did put a bit of backspin on it. Oh no!
Lost by Simpson. Auckland have it back. So 2 errors, 1 to each side. Oh, stolen again by Canterbury, is it? No, Barton Coots has got it back. Oh, no.
Yeah, and Lynch, the one-pointer, just doesn't have that hand grip that the higher players do.
Both teams have got the fumbles of nerves at the moment. Mitchell has possession of the ball. Looks for the gap. Oh, here comes a gap here. Can he get past Barton Coots? No. Barton Coots and Duncan come together. Block his advancement. Mitchell. He could go in here. No. Blocked off well. But allowed and just.
Yeah, great pressure in there from Mitchell. 46-45. Canterbury charges black, wearing red. 1:14 left in this one. Overtime number 2. We'll put $2 on the third overtime, shall I? Prize giving coming up straight after this. Division 1.
Barton Coots with the big grenade throw to Lynch. And big collision has been taken by Mitchell.
And it's a holding foul against Freddie Duncan.
Ooh.
And that should be turnover ball. Nope, she's going in the bin. We've got 1 minute exactly left. She's in there for at least for no more than 30 seconds. Canterbury will get over half. Auckland will put hands on wheels. No fouls. Already had once this weekend at least where 2 players from the same team in the bin.
Good defence here by Auckland. Mitchell will sail over.
I don't know. I was going to say, I don't think he will. He will eat up as much time as he likes. There's 20-second gap between cry clock and game clock. And 47-45, Canterbury charges black in front. 34 seconds left. We've had 2 periods where teams were leading by 2. And then a good comeback. Can Auckland do the same? Marshall Armo goes strong. Edmondson over. And yeah, I was about to say, Huddy, as soon as the player's gone over and the ball carrier turns around, then it has to be pulled back for safety reasons.
The second time he's fallen over in this final.
I'm surprised we haven't had more.
Oh, exactly.
The pace and intensity this has been played at. 25 seconds left on the on the game clock, sorry. Shot clock doesn't matter.
Lynch to Barton Coots. Barton Coots looks. They seal him off. Out to Marshall Armite.
Yeah, 47-46. Yeah, because we're in the last minute. Canterbury Black got called a timeout. They're allowed to advance the ball down the other end. to the penalty box, just on the other side of halfway.
Canterbury to just slow this down. Auckland to bunch up.
But as long as they can hold on to it and still bounce the ball, they don't even need to score.
Well, I think that's what Mitchell was aiming to do. He's sandwiched in at the moment. Cooch has got it back. Can he go all the
4
way?
seconds, 3. Oh, legal use of hands. Brad Hudson, I'm thinking overtime 3.
Oh, it could be. We've got 2 seconds left. Mitchell beating his case with the referee, but to no avail.
2.6 seconds left on the clock. 1 player advantage for Auckland.
Pressure time on Canterbury. Overtime number 2. Could it be out to overtime number 3?
Canterbury, they don't want to put another player in the bin.
Rauparaha exposed here.
They got it. 47 all. 1.8 left on the clock. And I think you can see the Auckland fans pretty happy.
Oh, they're pretty ecstatic behind us. We're locked up and never going overtime number 3.
I'm going to call the bank. I want some money. I'm going to call the TAB. We're into overtime number 3. We'll be back in 3 minutes for another 3-minute period. Well, Brad Hudson, we're at overtime number 3. I'm getting stick from the crowd. He said I'd called it all over
You should.
early on.
Yeah. Well, you certainly were copying it, that's for sure.
Gentle ribbing, people, thankfully. Overtime number 3, Division 1 final, 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby, WRC2. It's been well worth the 3 overtimes too.
Certainly has been. Auckland get possession first. There's Gareth Lynch. Sandwich gives it off to Barton Coots. Marshall Armai. Looks and surveys. Blocked off by Edmondson.
These are only 3-minute periods. Coots back deep in his chair and takes it over his head. And then scores 48-47.
25th goal of the final for Barton Coots. This titanic clash between Auckland and Canterbury. Barton Coots and Mitchell.
Prize giving after when we finally have a conclusion after this one, folks. Scheduled to be at 2:45 is the Division 2 final between Bay of Plenty and Otago. But it will be on a separate link, folks. There's Duncan Edmondson stressels for it and held ball. And that'll be Canterbury's as well.
Oh, and
turnover.
Duncan was not happy with that call.
No,
tastes like thunder.
I agree with it. 2 players in possession. I think her problem may have been that she felt she was impeded on the arm, which you can't do. It's got to be ball only. We saw in that last overtime how important it was having a player in the bin.
Exactly right. And here's Mitchell. Oh, gliding through is Mitchell. Armai's coming in. He's just dodging out of the way, and Mitchell slides over to score again.
Yeah, they're in the lead. Canterbury Black wearing red, 29-48, 1:57 left. And overtime number 3. I've been involved in the sport 15 years. This is my first third overtime.
Oh, wow. Tom Mitchell went over and scored his 33rd goal of the final. Marshall Armai. As you like.
1 minute 41. You know, those in that last overtime period, that time really went down very quickly too.
Yeah, so the court's going to need a good polish after this tournament, particularly if it's for this overtime. Oh, looking around. Barton Coots trying to keep him out, does so.
Yeah, 15 seconds on the try clock.
Oh, past Edmondson is brilliant.
And the hand's even better. Straight in front of him, over his knees.
A minute 11 left. 1 point advantage to Canterbury at the moment.
The Nelson, not the triple Nelson. Yes, Edmondson can't get the turnover.
Good work here by Barton Coots. Lynch blocking off Mitchell, but Mitchell managed to get around. Armai is there, but fortunately she's now blocked off by Simpson and Edmondson. Barton Coots, 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Barton Coots look for him to take this in himself, which he does.
Yeah, holds up well with 40.7 seconds, so just enough time for another Auckland possession if they're able to capitalise. And Canterbury Chargers Black actually taking a coach's timeout, so must have had still left. The third and fourth games over and done with quite a while ago, but the players are still in their chair, still in their rugby chairs, watching this one. Why not? Hopefully enjoying it wherever you are. Bevin, Jenkinson, broadcast juggled from Canterbury.
Simpson managed to get that one, and that's a wrestle. And who's got it? That Mitchell's got it.
And illegal use of players or illegal use of hands going against Auckland. 31.5 on the clock.
Ooh.
And the thing is there, Auckland had possession. Still had possession. Now, technically, with the clock being under 40, they don't.
They don't, no. So,
it's Freddie Duncan in the bin.
Mitchell's got it. He reverses. Got Marshall Armai to beat. He's got Lynch on his back. He's just going to try and slow this down as long as he can. Why not to commit a mistake, though? Ah, it's quite important here for Canterbury. 9 seconds left.
Auckland back to 4, but doesn't matter. Auckland's defence just went the wrong way. I think there needed to be more talk higher up in the court, but they've taken a timeout.
Excuse me, sorry.
Well, you started the day like that.
Overtime's just making me croaky. So, Marshall Armai, Barton Coots,
3-2, 9.
No, it's not enough. And Canterbury, hang on.
All over. 3 overtime periods we've had. And it's Canterbury Chargers Black who have won 2025 WRC 2 final 51-50. Commiserations absolutely to Auckland Rhinos, Fred.
Exactly. Auckland won the second and third quarter. And Canterbury, the only quarter they won was the third overtime. And a great performance by both teams. Canterbury coming away with the championship. And Mitchell, 34 goals in the final. What an impressive display by him and also by Barton Coots in a supporting role by Andrew Edmondson. But it's going to be Canterbury the victors.
All right, back shortly. We'll have the prize giving live on this link, and then the Div 2 final will be on a separate.
Oh, guys, just before we start, can we just get a little bit of quiet? Okay. Cool. So just before we start, we're going to have 2 presentations, Div 1, Div 2, but from all the feedback, I could say, new initiatives from NZWR, that the 2 divisions have been quite a success. We've had competitive rugby, we've had great learning, we've had great development, and probably the most enjoyment of new people I've seen in a long time, which is great. It also goes a testament to Toddy's development program and Gav and the HP team. We had a lot of people, make some debuts over in Australia, and without these programs, they don't get the chance. We've got to thank NZWR and the committee for making these sort of things happen, because without them, our sport will die. Huge thanks has to go to our volunteers, D-Sport, the LOC, and our referees. Can we just give them a huge round of applause? Thank you. Top 4 teams really battled it out. Canterbury Red finishing up in 4th place, but I mean, we had some good battles with them. They fought hard right to the end. Congratulations, Canterbury Red. That means the old brand makers Waikato Stampede finished in third. Can you guys all come up, please? Hurry up. Let's go, guys. Come up. Come on. Come on, Keenan. Yep. We're just going to get a quick photo, then catch owner will give the medals to someone and we'll divvy them out afterwards. This stuff. Cool. I don't know. Is Chris Moore somewhere? Oh, well. Okay, that's all right. Smile, Pete. You don't know what to go through, mate. Awesome. Congratulations, Waikato. And as from an organisation and an SDO, I couldn't think of a better final. Thanks, guys, for making it a bloody ding dong. I mean, we just about stopped our game halfway through the third quarter to watch, but that's what we want: competitive, hard rugby, not only for us but for our HB team. Unfortunately, there has to be a runner-up, and I mean, there was nothing in it. But congratulations, Auckland, on your second place. Okay. Nice work, right? You're right. Yeah, they gave him to the most mistake, were they? And that just leaves our last team. At the start of the week, I had a look at the weather and I was not sure they were going to make it up here, but I'm glad they did. They played some great rugby, and like I say, that final could have gone either way. Congratulations, Canterbury Red. Oh, black, sorry, you're in red. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, mess with me too.
It's disgusting to have that. Doing
Awesome, and the trophy? Yep. Get the trophy in there.
I bet if we go look at the comments, there'll be people in it. So the one too. Okay.
Right on. Hey. Awesome. Congratulations again, guys. Let's make sure we help catch you out in the LIC with our transporter and everything, and enjoy the Div 2 finals.
All right, folks, that is the prize giving done for Division 1. We'll be back very shortly on a new live stream link on New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby page, Facebook page, and Beth's broadcasting very shortly. Div 2, and it's Otago taking up Bay of Plenty for the Div 2 final title.